Mayor Roland Dykes.
Here.
Vice Mayor Mike Profit.
Here.
Alderman Connie Ball.
Here.
Alderman Mike Hansel.
Here.
Alderwoman Luana Ottinger.
Here.
Alderman Steve Smith.
Here.
City Attorney Terry Hurst. City Administrator James Fincham.
Here.
We'll say that our city attorney wanted to be here, but he's a little under the weather tonight, so he couldn't be here tonight. So we'll let's just hope that nothing very legal comes up that we have to discuss.
If you see him at the ball game, I don't think that he just healed up enough.
He's not at the ball game. I'll vouch for him. He's not at the ball game.
Item 3 is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting from regular session January 11th, 2022. We'll entertain a motion. If you've had a chance to read those minutes, we entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion on the board to approve the minutes of the previous session from January 11th, 2022. It has been properly seconded. Are there any questions to the motion? Hearing none, please signify your approval by the normal sign of aye.
Aye.
Any nays, like sign. Hearing none, motion carries. Item 4 is proclamations and the recognition of citizens by the mayor, which I have none at this time. Anyone, Alderman, have anything?
I just got something too, and we can do this every week. We're not going to. We're just, some people that meant so much to the community and done so much for them passed away within the last month. So Marie Bittinger and Mr. Myers,
Pretty
Myers, just say thank you for what you've done.
I would like to say congratulations to our Newport Grammar School boys and girls basketball teams. They have both had outstanding seasons, and the boys are still playing. They are going to the playoffs, so good job.
Good job. Thank you. Any others? Okay. Item 5, communications from the city administrator, Mr. James Finch.
Thank you, Mayor. It'll be brief for a change. COVID update. We have seen the surge for the Omicron level off and drop just a little bit this past week. Finally, after about since Thanksgiving, it started up then and finally has topped out and started back down this week. So hopefully we're over the hump on that, and we'll see how it moves forward. It's dropping in other states, and it dropped everywhere in our surrounding area except Greene County this past week. From an employee standpoint, everybody's pretty much back to work. We've got one that'll be back tomorrow that's been out, and we've got one that's been out for a while that's really had a hard time with it, and he's not back yet. But for the most part, everybody is back. Just a quick update, Jeremy Shelton, the fire chief, is not here in attendance tonight. I excused him to attend the ambulance meeting that's going on with the county tonight about first calls, upcoming contract renewal. And I felt like it was more important that he be there to represent our interests in those negotiations, because our firemen are also first responders, and they go to a lot of the calls in the city to try to render first aid until the ambulance can get there, and sometimes it's quite a while before an ambulance gets there. And it's turned to a real problem about having access to an ambulance. So we want, in the past we've kind of just piggybacked on what the county wanted to do, and this year I felt like that we needed to take a more active role in looking out for our interests and not just go along with whatever the county negotiated. So he's there tonight to represent our interests. And so that is going on, and to let you know why he is not here, because I do want this time around for the contract to be something we can live with. And he had several good suggestions that I agreed with, and that he was going to put forth down there at the right time. So that's all I got.
Okay. James, I didn't recall, but have we introduced Corey to the board or his role here?
They met him at the, we have not in this setting. They met him at the Christmas dinner,
Okay.
but we've not introduced him in this setting.
Okay.
Corey Haggard back here, he's an LMU student who's working on his master's degree, and he called back late last year and asked about serving here as an intern as part of his studies, and we agreed to allow him to do that, and he's been coming in 3 days a week and learning about the city, and he's he seems to be really sponging everything up. He asks good questions, and he don't ask you the same thing multiple times, and so we're impressed with him and wish him the best moving forward. So, but he is an intern for the city, and we have expanded his role a little bit. We seen him to a meeting today and allowed him to represent the mayor. So,
Sorry about that, Corey.
he said that when a lady sat down, she said, "You're not rolling."
Was it that obvious?
So, but yeah, we've enjoyed working with him, and certainly he's a good egg.
I've got to ask him one question.
Yes, sir.
Mike and I are old Carson Newman grads, and I wonder if the terminology still goes around at ball games. LM who? Have you heard that?
I've heard it at basketball games.
Well, I didn't know if that was too old school to bring up or not.
It is for most of them in here. I'm old as
Well, he actually he went to ETSU and then moved to LMU to get his master's degree. So he can be a buck or a rail splitter, either one. He's a little bit of both, I guess. So.
Okay. Thank
That's
you,
what I did, but I didn't graduate.
Did a lot of rail splitting.
Okay, we're going to get this meeting back on track.
Sorry about that.
It's easy to get sideways.
I'm sorry. Item 6 is appointment of board commissions and committees, of which there are none today. So we move to item 7, reports from committees, members of council, and other officers. Any reports noted? There are none noted on the agenda. So we'll move to item 8, old business, unfinished business. This item A is consideration of second reading of ordinance number 2022-01, budget amendment for the city of Newport.
Mayor, in the absence of the city attorney, I will read that caption into the record.
Thank you.
Ordinance number 2022-01, an ordinance of amending the annual operating budget and capital program of the city of Newport, Tennessee, fiscal year 2021 through 2022.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we've heard the reading of the ordinance. Are there questions? Hearing none then.
Make a motion to accept the second reading of the 2022-01.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consideration of second reading of ordinance to number 2022-01, budget amendment for the city of Newport. It has been properly seconded. Are there questions to the motion? We need a roll call.
Alderman Connie Ball.
Yes.
Alderman Mike Hansel.
Yes.
Alderwoman Luana Ottinger.
Yes.
Alderman Steve Smith.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mike Profit.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. New business. Item A is consideration of the first reading of ordinance number 2022-02, budget amendment for Newport Grammar School.
Okay, Mayor. Ordinance 2022-02 is an ordinance of amending the annual operating budget and capital program of the city of Newport, Tennessee, fiscal year 2021 through 2022 for the Newport Grammar School.
Thank you. Heard the ordinance. Board's pleasure.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consideration of first reading of ordinance number 2022-02, budget amendment for the Newport Grammar School. It has been properly seconded. Are there questions to the motion? Hearing none, we will need a roll call.
Alderman Connie Ball.
Yes.
Alderman Mike Hansel.
Yes.
Alderwoman Luana Ottinger.
Yes.
Alderman Steve Smith.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mike Profit.
Yes.
Thank you, too. Motion carries. Item B is consideration of the first reading of ordinance number 2022-03, amending the City of Newport Municipal Code, Title 5, Municipal Finance and Taxation, Chapter 3, Purchasing Policy.
Okay, Mayor. Ordinance number 2022-03 is an ordinance to amend the City of Newport Municipal Code, Title 5, Municipal Finance and Taxation, Chapter 3, Purchasing Policy, Section 5-306, purchases of $100 to $499.99.
Okay, heard the reading of the ordinance. What's the board's pleasure?
Motion to approve ordinance 2022-03 as written.
I'll second.
Okay, you have a motion to approve the consideration of first reading of ordinance number 2022-03, amending the City of Newport Municipal Code, Title 5, Municipal Finance and Taxation, Chapter 3, Purchasing Policy. It has been properly seconded. Are there questions to the motion? Hearing none, I think we'll probably need a roll call on this one too, Tina.
Alderman Connie Ball.
Yes.
Alderman Mike Hansel.
Yes.
Alderwoman Luana Ottinger.
Yes.
Alderman Steve Smith.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mike Profit.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item C is consideration of first reading of ordinance number 2022-04, amending the City of Newport Municipal Code, Title 5, Municipal Finance and Taxation, adding Chapter 4, Credit Card Processing Policy.
Okay, Mayor. Ordinance number 2022-04 is an ordinance to amend the City of Newport Municipal Code, Title 5, Municipal Finance and Taxation, adding Chapter 4, Credit Card Processing Policy. And I'd like to say just a brief bit about that. For some time, we've been looking at adding the ability to take credit cards. And some of you all have spoken with me in the past about the public requesting that we be able to do that. And so it's been a much bigger ordeal than I anticipated. I thought it would just be a simple process, but I can assure you it is not. And Tina has worked really hard and struggled and stressed and finally gotten us to a point to where we can take credit cards for property tax only. We are up and running with that. And so we are still working towards where we want to be, and it's still going to take us some time, and we're probably going to end up having to change software because the software we have, it's the company that we have it with just cannot provide what we need. And so that's a major snag. But we're going to do what we can do with it. And for right now, it's allow people to pay their taxes by credit card. And so to do that with our insurance, you have to have a policy. And so we started taking we're already taking the credit cards, but this is the policy. But it's not like it's a big deal. We didn't have to wait till we had the policy, but we had to get the policy in place as quickly as we could once we started taking the credit cards. So just to give you an update on what this is about, and because some of y'all have expressed concern about the fact that we could not take credit cards, we are working towards that goal, and we are now taking credit cards for property taxes.
Okay. Excuse me, you've heard the ordinance then? What's the board's pleasure?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the board, and it's been properly seconded for consideration of the first reading of ordinance number 2022-04, amending the City of Newport Municipal Code, Title 5, Municipal Finance and Taxation, adding Chapter 4, Credit Card Processing Policy. Are there questions to the motion? Hearing none, is Since this is a financial consideration, we need a roll call.
Alderman Connie Ball,
Yes.
Alderman Mike Hansel,
Yes.
Alderwoman Luana Ottinger,
Yes.
Alderman Steve Smith,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mike Profit.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance carries, motion carries without opposition. Item D is consideration of adding Juneteenth to the City of Newport employee holidays.
Now, this doesn't have it's not a ordinance, so it doesn't have.
It's not
caption.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think probably most people already know the origin of this, what we're doing here. Juneteenth was recently added to the federal schedule of holidays. And we've talked about it several times in, just in staff meetings and whatever. But there are folks, and I think everybody's in compliance as far as wanting to add this as a city holiday, since it is a federal holiday. So that's where the genesis of it is. What is the board's pleasure?
I make a motion to add Juneteenth to the city's holidays.
I'll second it.
All right, then we, we have a motion on the board to approve consideration of adding Juneteenth to the City of Newport employee holidays. It has been properly seconded. Are there questions to the motion? Hearing none, please signify your acceptance by normal sign of aye.
Yes.
And nays like sign. Hearing none, motion carries without opposition. Thank you. Item E is consideration of resolution number 2022-01, authorizing the City of Newport to apply for the ARC grant.
And resolution number 2022-01 states it is a resolution to apply for the Appalachian Regional Commission ARC funding for the purpose of drainage improvements.
And I guess I'll read the resolution, or were you planning to read the resolution?
Gary's project, yeah.
You want to read the resolution in its
Well, he can just
entirety?
explain it. He don't
Yeah,
have
I
to read
know,
all
yeah.
that,
This is for Phase 2 of the downtown drainage project. We hope, I think I said before, we hope to not mess with the railroad this time. We hope to tie into the trunk line we just put in, so hopefully this one is a lot less headache. We've passed the first round of scrutiny for the ARC projects. That generally means you get funded, but it's not a guarantee. So there's still more work to do, but the resolution is one of the things that they require. So it's just basically the council giving the city permission to apply for the grant in proper.
And theoretically, there shouldn't be any way we run into a gas tank, a ground tank this time either, so.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah, theoretically. I'm not gonna say definitely because it'd make a liar out of me, so. But theoretically, they should not, and we're gonna stay as far away from the railroad track as we can.
Well, I predicted T-Rex skull last time. I wasn't, my money wasn't on fuel tank, so.
It'll probably be an alien artifact this time.
I hope. That'd be good for tourism, though.
True.
Okay. Y'all have a copy of the resolution in your package.
What's the match on it, Gary?
They'll give us the full $500,000, and what is that math, Tina? Is that 80? Is that 20%? It's
Yeah, 128.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's 80-20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in total, we would have the budget for the project would be 628.
628,850.
Yeah.
Okay, you have the copy of the resolution in your package. What is the board's pleasure?
Motion to approve resolution 2022-01.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion on the board then to approve resolution number 2022-01. It has been properly seconded. Please signify your other questions to the motion. If you're hearing none, then please signify your approval by the normal sign of aye.
Aye.
And nays like sign.
Thank you.
Hearing none, motion carries without opposition.
Lucas, you got any good news for us on anything?
None that I can officially announce. But I think we're very close to having a couple announcements.
People's asking, that's why.
Yeah, there's tons of rumors floating around right now too. And I wish people would listen.
Most of them do.
Yeah.
But it's looking good, favorable. We had 4 new tours last week for Conagra and the Food Center, so we're 2 of those went very well. And I just got off the phone with one of their CEOs, Chris and I, Blake, walked in here about this meeting. But they think maybe by Thursday they're going to have a corporate meeting right on Thursday and we'll try to make a decision by early next week. And also what they want to do. So
you can tell us then.
I
Best you
expect a
can.
phone call.
yeah, you can call me after I get with the paper.
We're doing certificate of occupancy. We'll walk through on Love's Main Building tomorrow, so we're really close to be ready.
Oh, that's good. So they're going to open 4 April.
Should. At least the front, I don't think the whole thing will be open, but at least the main building. I don't think it's
It should be open when you're,
They were shooting for April, but they're ready for certificate of occupancy, walk through tomorrow. So once you see the light go up, I think they'd be a week away after that. And we were prepping for that light 2 weeks ago, so.
It's up now.
No, they're not, they haven't asked for that yet. They're still working in there.
The
They
light-
submitted their stuff, but they haven't needed any kind of planning commission approval or anything, so.
The light went up Friday.
Okay. Is it already operational?
It's blinking. You have to
Okay.
blink, it has to blink for
Yeah.
a minimum of
Yeah, I
2
didn't know if
weeks.
they put the
Yeah.
power to it yet. Okay.
Yeah, it's blinking.
I haven't been out there since last.
Yeah, it wasn't our Monday
Okay.
morning, but it was our Monday evening.
We're about ready.
Okay, you kind of got me off my agenda here a little bit, but thanks, Coach.
next time, too. Don't worry about it.
He wants a new record. The record is 27.
In any case, item 10 is bids, purchases, and expenses, which we have none tonight. Item 11, comments from citizens. That's where we probably should have fit that in, Coach, but we'll let it go next time.
Let it go.
We'll let it go this time. Just don't let it happen again, please.
Stay on task.
Stay on task.
Promise nothing.
I'm getting to talk.
Okay. Hearing none comments, we're at item 12, which is an adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
And we are adjourned.